Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, not necessarily in that order. Welcome. I managed to get on a live stream earlier. Thought I'd just share it on my channel. I'm sure Phil won't mind. This is Redpill Phil. If you don't know him, check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description to his channel and the video. I just did a video about how people are feeling in the current state of affairs. And I just joined there and just tried to describe and explain my understanding of things anyway, in regards to, I feel as though at least the Western world, to be fair, are going through the various levels of grief, be it be politics or be it be the lockdown, anything else really. So with Trump would be a good example, like the great divide that was created in both our nations. We had Brexit and had Trump. So Trump was, in terms of the left, just hating Trump, TDS, a new disorder that was created in his term as president of the United States. These crazy people with mass Trump derangement syndrome. That was probably in denial and anger. So I'll just word them out for you now. There's like so the 5 stages in the 5 stages of grief. So there's denial, then anger, then bargaining, then depression, and then acceptance. As you'll see when I speak to Phil, I had another one on the end of there. So yeah, the great divide that was created on both sides of the Atlantic. We had Brexit, so various levels of that. So on whichever side of the fence you want to look at that from, is the denial that Brexit was going to happen, or denial that Brexit was going to happen, and obviously then follow anger where the vote didn't quite go your way, and then the bargaining in terms of extending the talks out forever, and then the mass depression that people that wanted to remain, and they're slowly coming around to acceptance. It's the same over the other side of the Atlantic in America. The denial that Trump was their president, and the anger, and then the bargaining in regards to making him come towards over to the left. Then the depression. This is the TDS, and I didn't really ever accept it. Really, people with mass Trump derangement syndrome didn't really accept it. So I think grief is probably a good way to describe it at the moment, which is quite depressing within itself, to be fair. The great Western nations, the great Western world, has succumbed to the manipulation. So it depends how you look at it, really. Like if they are, the mainstream media are telling us the truth, which is, they've never done it. I'm not aware of them telling the whole truth before, so that would be a first for them. So if they are telling us the truth, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because then we still have to go through the grief because of the current state of affairs at the moment. But if they're lying to us, then it's still grief. So let me know what you think about this. It's just I've been thinking this for a while. Yeah. So anyway, I just played this video. It doesn't take long. I think I was only on there. I was right at the end. I actually joined the stream at halfway along. I didn't really know what was going on. I jumped on, and before I knew it, I was on the live stream. I didn't necessarily want to put the camera on, but I didn't have time to turn it off, to be honest. So it is what it is, and yeah, and he seems like a quite nice guy to speak to. Haven't really watched much of his stuff, to be fair. So check it out. Let me know what you think. So let's just hit the play button, I suppose.
Apologise, Echo. Best till last, I guess. I hope you understand, and I hope you've been very patient, mate. How are you doing, sir? You okay?
No worries, mate. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect, mate. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Nothing. It's a good subject to speak about. I tried to do one of these videos around like how people feel, so I thought that is very important. It gets everyone locked in, their psychological well-being. And what I realised is that the nation is going through grief, because it's okay. It's okay for old fuckers like us. Like I assume you're at my age, like 45-ish, something like that. Yeah. So
50.
50, yeah, see. Well, I'm 40, so whatever. Our lives have been kind of done, haven't they, really, in terms of, like, so staying locked in our house, not being able to go anything. It's kind of by the by. I work in IT. I work from home anyway. I've done for the last 10 years. The grief I have is, imagine being an 18-year-old growing up turning 18 in 2020. No festivals, no parties, no nothing. So that's how I feel grief, and everyone knows the 5 stages of grief. But I just want to add one to the end of it, just for us older generations. I'll keep this short and sweet for you. Is obviously there's denial, anger. I don't know. Everybody is in different. What I've noticed when you walk around, everyone is in different stages of this. Where I am, I'm in the East End of London. You can probably tell from my accent. I'm from Essex. But around here, most people are at the anger stage. And then, like, bargaining, some people are in bargaining, like wearing the masks and what have you. Some people are in depression. So I pushed through depression probably during the first lockdown, and then I reached acceptance. I reached acceptance with it. I thought, well, there's not much I can do other than do videos like yourself, and I salute you for your work that you've been doing. But where I'm at now is embarrassed. I just reached this great nation of ours has fallen to what could be said, like, if we're going to meet everybody in halfway, is a bad flu season. This great nation of ours, and it's so obvious what they've done in the manipulation.
It's not the flu, though, is it, Echo? And I'm not trying to disagree or try to change your thought process. It's the fear.
Yeah. No.
The oncoming fear of it. And it could be actually the fear of getting acne. In a way, I mean, take the COVID out of it. It's irrelevant what it is. It's the way they've pumped the fear on a certain subject to change the psychology, the psyche of the human individual. It's amazing, as well as it's dastardly, as well as it's disgusting, sickening. And if anyone was to go to an electric chair, it's the people who are sat back and actually never letting a good crisis go to waste. Echo.
No, indeed. Of course, everyone can see this. Like Wuhan and China are back having parties and raves and everything. You can see them everywhere. They're having parties, and we can't even go see Granny because we might kill her because of the sniffles. We can't do anything. Like, kids can't go to school. I pulled my kids out of school in the first lockdown just because I read the COVID Act and around the new powers that they could control your kids in private education, thinking it'll only be for like 3 or 4 months, but it's been like a year now. My kids have missed out on school, and so that's what I'll keep it short and sweet, mate. But I just think, as a whole, I don't want to speak for the whole, but I think individually, everybody are at certain stages of grief, and I've kind of worked through it and got to embarrassment. Because when you're out and about, and I've been henpecked and thrown out of Tesco's on whatever for not wearing a mask or whatever, and they all just come out of the woodwork, didn't they? Like these virtue signaling Karens. And I just stand there. I end up cringing. I go, oh, it's just the embarrassment of it.
Yeah, how it's turned people against one another. Ultimately, I think of these people that work in these shops, and everyone's got a job to do. So, we've all got to do a crap job in order to earn money. I get that. It's the ethical or unethical aspects of certain jobs. Track and trace. Yeah, if you pay £9 an hour, that's great. But bullying people via the way of texts and phones for a living, that's not my way of earning a living. Ultimately, people have got in bound bodies. I guess whatever it is that some people will find a passion in that. So everyone is different and individual in that. But ultimately, I'd like to think I do a job where it will help people. It's not going to hinder people. And we've got this at the moment now. There's an ecosystem that started and generated off the demise of people. So you've got your track and trace. You've got your other wardens that will walk around with police members, making sure people are doing A, B, and C. You've got people in Tesco's and all over supermarkets that are now marshalling and bullying down people to make sure that. And it's like, this is an ecosystem of hate that people are getting paid to do. And then, if you've not got the right individual in that job, you're actually pumping them up to be a person that they don't want to be. Because you don't want to give someone power when they're not intelligent enough to use that power. That's the other thing as well, that people will get the rub off like yourself. It only takes you to encounter a shopkeeper who's a knobhead who looks at you and
Yeah,
go, mate, I'm just going to have you. And it's like, what, really? You know? But
yeah,
mate,
I don't argue with them. I was like yourself. I just see them for what they are. This can sound arrogant, and you think like a store manager of like a high street store, and you think if I just wreck their life, their day, like all I'm going to do is make myself feel better and walk out and make them feel like crap. So I don't bother. I just go, all right. With my embarrassment feeling, I actually feel I end up feeling embarrassed for other people.
yeah.
Oh, and I just leave the situation.
That sounds like to me, mate, that you're acknowledging the energy, realizing it's stinky as anything, and going, you know what? I don't want that energy. I'm out of there. And that's all it is. And that's not a weakness, my friend. That is a strength. The weakness is not being able and having to react and this is why this show is so important. Because if we are not showing strength now, if we're letting our weaknesses form bigger chasms within ourselves, we're going to lose it. We're going to have arguments. We're going to have rows with our misses. We're going to have divorces, which are going through the chart at the moment. You're going to, drink's going to be your best friend. So we've got to realizing that we're not all strong individuals. We all have got some form of weaknesses that are going to be stretched like an elastic band here now. So we've got to be in place. But mate, I've loved this chat. I'm sorry I've had to keep you short, but you have been the best till last. You said a minute ago about doing videos. Are you a YouTuber yourself?
Yeah, in the first lockdown, I did some videos, but recently I've been doing some more. So feel free to subscribe. Then they're nothing on the level.
What's your name, mate? Is that your actual name on YouTube? Echo.
Yeah, Echo Chamber. Yeah.
Echo Chamber. Echo Chamber on YouTube. Please subscribe to this guy. Obviously, it's clear that he's seeing things on a rational level. So thank you very much, Echo.
I could speak all day, but I'll let you get to your dinner.
I've got to meet the wife, and then I've got to get them peppers on, mate. Because if I don't, you know what I mean, I'm gonna have more to worry about than that. But mate, thank you for your patience and thank you for your contribution tonight. Have a great evening, sir. Yeah.
You too.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye now. Wow. Well, sorry guys, I am literally going to have to.
So anyway, yeah, he had to shoot off to cook his dinner and what, and so there's a lot more I could say on that subject, but I tried to be polite and listen. As most people know in my Discord, that is against my character. So I'm not going to go on about it now anyway. So again, if you want to come and chat to me and the rest of the gang, I put the Discord link at the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's try and get some traction here. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see if I can join some other live streams, because that was passes the time and something to do. So I hope you enjoyed, and keep your chin up, peeps.